And as they're building up militaristically, the family offers amnesty to the Mankeys. Any Mankey that wants to return to the family can, if they are willing to help fight the Kremlings. And one of them does, and he takes on the name Lanky, because he's got very long arms. And so there's now this formerly exiled orangutan has rejoined the Kong family. And we see here some of the other effects that Wrinkly's death has had on the family. Specifically, and most importantly, Funky. Funky Kong is no longer the happy-go-lucky surfer dude, irreverent tinkerer building his aircraft out of barrels. He becomes a complete gun nut. He is building guns, and he's building designs for tanks, and he is just all out, 100% military now. He just wants to kill the Kremlings for what they have done. Also, Candy runs a music shop now. With musical weapons that are also weapons. Musical instruments that are also weapons that are extremely powerful. Bombs? Kinda. So they go and they go around the whole island to, I guess they have their own painted worlds, maybe, kind of? Something similar to that.
Yeah.
On the island. And they find all of the golden bananas and get them all back, and they defeat King K. Rool, and he gets kicked off into the stratosphere? Or no, he just gets, no, yeah, he gets kicked off into the distance. And also, they befriended a giant Kremling called K. Lumsy. So then Mario has another party. Because, you know, they're getting really involved with this whole painted world thing. And they decide they're going to make a world that is entirely for propaganda purposes. Or like several worlds, actually. Because they're starting to get Koopas coming to the Mushroom Kingdom and thinking, we can get more. We can, let's spread some more propaganda and convince them that Bowser is bad and they should come to us. So they build a series of worlds where Bowser is like this over-the-top cartoon bad guy. Like, in very cartoonish, like, costumes. They have all these themed worlds, like a pirate world, and a western world, and a space world, where Bowser is like the bad guy that they all fight and defeat, and they show that they're the good ones, the great, strong ones.
The superstars.
So Bowser has nothing to do with any of this. They just create a bunch of fake Bowsers in fake painted worlds to act really over the top and cartoon villainish, and basically act like he has no care for his people. Which is not true at all. He absolutely cares for his people. So, they...
He doesn't have wish-granting magic.
Yeah. So, they're able to use this to convince a lot more Koopas and some Goombas to, leave the Koopa Kingdom and join the Mushroom Kingdom. So, this whole propaganda play thing, it definitely did not have Bowser involved, but we can't really know if any of the others were really there. We've already seen that they can create simulacra of themselves in these painted fake worlds, so there's not really a certainty that the people all who we saw there were actually there. And I have a feeling Wario was not actually there, as well as Bowser, because he's busy being a businessman, and he doesn't really have any, there's not really any benefit to him doing this for the Mushroom Kingdom. So, he's off doing business, and the business that he's doing is more sports. And this is when we need to bring up Waluigi. So, he's about to debut. And as of right now, we've had to do a lot of speculation about Waluigi. Because, you know, there's very little concrete information in the couple of appearances we've seen so far. But here's the things that we know for certain. He is an associate of Wario's. He debuted in the Mushroom Kingdom's big tennis tournament. But he has overtly shown that he will betray Wario if a big enough prize is on the line. We also know that immediately before this big tennis tournament, Wario's plane experienced a volatile mechanical failure while he was exploring and crashed in the middle of nowhere, which easily would have killed him if he were a mortal human and not a fey dream imp. So, based on these facts, our current working theory is that Waluigi is just a businessman on Earth that Wario met, who bears enough of a resemblance to an evil version of Luigi that Wario befriended him and gave him this nickname, Waluigi. And we do not know his actual name. That's not important. He's just Wario's weird friend associate. And when he found out that Wario was extremely wealthy, had no heirs or family to speak of, and frequently went off exploring in highly dangerous, far-off places, he figured that, you know, he could finagle his way into a business partnership, putting him in the position of inheriting Wario's wealth in the case of an unfortunate accident, and then he'd just sabotage Wario's plane and wait for his next excursion, which he did. So Wario finds himself in the middle of nowhere with a wrecked plane, and he immediately finds a cave with a fancy-looking music box on a pedestal.
And touches it.
And he grabs it, because, you know, it's treasure. Of course he's going to grab this treasure. And so when he goes to grab it, it pulls him into the Magic Music Box world. Because there's a Magic Music Box world. So, you know, paintings are not the only way to have portals to other Magic Pocket Dimension worlds. Which we actually already saw in Mario 64 with the ghost house. The Booze Mansion, but... Anyway, he goes into the Magic Music Box world, and there's a mysterious figure tells him that he needs to find 5 more Magic Music Boxes inside the Magic Music Box in order to get back out. And he finds a whole bunch of other treasures along the way, because he's good at that. He finds treasures. And it turns out that mysterious figure was an evil clown god who had been sealed away, and bringing the 5 music boxes together freed him, so then Wario has to destroy him, which also inadvertently frees all the denizens of this music box world who had been cursed and turned into robots and monsters and things, and now they're all human villagers again, and they're all praising Wario, but who cares about that? He got treasure, and that's what's important. So he got the treasure, and he got out, and then he stole the music box itself, and he just walked home. He could just walk home. He's a Fey Immortal Dream Imp. He can go home from any hostile wilderness. He can walk any distance.
I mean,
it doesn't
even
matter.
Mario can traverse large amounts of wilderness.
It's really, the only reason he didn't go home immediately is he saw treasure. So, Wario gets back unharmed and even wealthier, and so Waluigi, you know, he's got to fall back on the actual business partnership, which was, you know, to bring tennis in as the next big sport imported from Earth to the Mushroom Kingdom. Now, the Mushroom Kingdom already knew about tennis. We saw them playing tennis earlier, but that was like a small gathering of friends kind of thing. It wasn't like this big, huge tournament with a crowd and big trophy prizes.
Painted worlds.
So So Wario and Waluigi working together. They bring tennis in, they arrange this whole big tournament, and now there's a huge, big tennis tournament in the Mushroom World, and everybody gets excited, and everyone's involved, and let's see, Bowser comes there, and Waluigi makes his big debut among the Mushroom Kingdom, into the Mushroom World in general, and Birdo is there, and Princess Daisy is there. Princess Daisy, who we have not seen since that catastrophic Gulf vacation that Mario brought everyone on.